So, Bill, we are taking advantage of your visit here, and we're hoping that you'll help us try some mangoes here.
Okay.
So, what you were about to say something?
That's Jakarta there?
Yes, this is Jakarta.
Yes.
So we've got a few doubles of the fruit. We're gonna just taste one of them, I think. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all together. And hopefully, I'm not sure if M4 is going to be completely ripe, but we'll just see how it goes. We tried our best to ripen that up.
Let's do it.
So right now we will, we'll start with some of the older varieties and work our way to the newer varieties. How's that?
Let's do it.
Okay. So Jehengir and Jakarta are both older varieties for us, and so we'll go for Jehengir first.
Okay.
And I'm hoping these are going to be good. I usually just have the ones that have already been taste tested. This looks like possibly slightly underripe, but we'll see.
Very strong aroma in the Jehengir.
So it looks like the top of the fruit is not as ripe as the bottom, so that bottom might be better. I don't know.
To me, this is perfect ripeness.
It's not much to look at from the outside.
No.
These are a little bit spotted, but they never look gorgeous. It's a green-skinned fruit, but
very pleasant.
Inside, it's a very smooth fruit.
Got a nice smell, a nice first taste.
And the flavor just sort of swirls around in your mouth and changes a little bit at the end. It tends to be, I'm picking up more of the resinous flavor at the end of the flavor.
But a good resinous.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's nice. It's a lot different than all the ones that we originally tasted on the first get-go. I like that. That's a nice little change. That's a nice mango.
Yeah, it's not real, it's not mushy, but then when you bite it, it just sort of melts in your mouth, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
When I first smelled the aroma, I didn't think it was going to taste anything like that. It was very good.
So, I know that you are fond of Jakarta, and you even brought a Jakarta fruit, a gorgeous one, but I'm afraid to cut into it because I think it's underripe, and I don't want to waste this wonderful fruit. So we were able to find dropped Jakarta that looks like it's going to be at a good stage, and so, here we can move this one over to the done section. So I hope that this one doesn't disappoint, because
definitely is a pretty one. Does the cameraman like Jakarta? Not really.
Very specific in her taste.
Yeah, I wouldn't want it any riper than that. Right there.
Yeah, in this case, the bottom of the fruit is a little bit less ripe than the top. Very smooth.
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I like all the levels of ripeness all the way up.
A lot of people that I've been selling mangoes to never heard of Jakarta. I don't think a lot of people grow it because the production's not all that great.
Yeah, it's what Gary Zill is thinking is a good replacement for it is
015.
015, which is a very popular mango. It's new, so a lot of people don't know about it.
Right.
Our tree, or half of the tree, isn't producing yet, so hopefully we'll get it next year. So then we could have the side-by-side comparison.
Yeah.
But Jakarta for us is productive, but it is not productive for all areas around
Right.
here, and
Yeah.
so that's the hesitancy. But it's a nice, very nice variety. It's I think a cross between Bombay and Kent.
That's what it says on the internet. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I like Kent.
I
But-
like Bombay.
All the customers down in Davie never even heard of Jakarta.
Yeah,
I don't know anybody that grows it down there but me now.
yeah. So you're like going to be grower zero.
Yeah.
You just start the rage.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got, I guess the next one in line will be Kesar. This one is feeling a little bit softer, so I think we'll try. This one, it was in the sun, so it's a beautiful fruit. This one feels like it's a little more ripe, so we'll taste
How
this
long
one.
have you been picking those?
Well, like a week.
So it's late season.
Well, we had very few on our. We had one little branch. I definitely have to make a much bigger area of Kesar. It's one of those varieties that people ask for,
Oh, yeah.
and we're just not. And we just had a few mangoes this year because it was the first time we've had them, and it was a very small area of a tree that I had grafted it onto.
And how many trees do you have of that?
One very small area of one tree.
Oh, I see. Oh, so you grafted a tree.
One little area,
Yeah.
one little branch,
Gotcha.
and so it's not enough.
Yeah.
So I gotta definitely put this on big roots and get it going.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah, I put 2 in, and I had no idea that many people were going to ask for it.
Yeah,
They want that and the Alfonso.
and it's a very clean fruit,
Yeah.
and it doesn't seem to be as vigorous of a grower as Alfonso. And it certainly is a lot easier to spot on the tree than the Alfonso is.
It'd be nice to get some graft wood of the jumbo Kesar.
Yeah. Okay, that's your job.
Yeah.
Get that. Yeah, we hear about that, and I just don't know how to get that graft wood, but that would be nice.
That would be very nice.
Interesting thing about Kesar is, one of my friends from India said, you really should grow the saffron mango. And I'm like, what? I never heard of the saffron mango. Turns out the word for saffron is Kesar.
Oh,
And so this is the saffron mango.
gotcha.
So anyway, that was like one of those, oh really, aha moments. And like that makes sense now. So there you go.
Pretty.
Oh, looks like we got a little, I don't know if this one's going to be overripe in the center. We'll see.
What a pretty fruit.
It's got some tartness to it, and so I'm not, even though it looks like it's getting too ripe in the center, I'm going to just cut off this part because it's throwing off my taste of the fruit. It's not unpleasant, that center part, but I feel like it's possibly that fruit fell or
Bruised
something.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Mhm. See if you can relate that to anything.
It's just like it's not as strong of a flavor as the Jehengir is, but it's just like this real pleasant flavor.
Another melt in your mouth.
Yeah. And I'm not really able to
That's why
place the flavor,
that's why I like to get down to the skin.
but maybe it's saffron.
Mhm.
There's just a lot of flavors going on in this fruit right now. There is a little bit of a lemon flavor in some of the taste.
I taste it right here on the skin.
There's definitely a sweetness. It's a very smooth fruit.
Yeah, you don't want to eat the skin of this one. Very pleasant though. It'd be nice if this had a little bit more hint of the lemon overtone to it. It would be nice to have that. I expect it to be a little stronger taste to it. Surprised.
Okay, so you get to taste again just to see if this other side of the fruit is
Definitely a pretty fruit.
it definitely melts in your mouth.
Those Indian mangoes definitely have a different distinct taste than the ones from Florida and the ones from Southeast Asia.
Yeah, they've definitely been crossing the different varieties, and so coming up with new textures and flavors and stuff. And, you know, like with combinations of the Indian and Southeast Asian and stuff.
I wish we could grow Alfonso a little bit better as far as production and the fruit not taking a hit with the bacterial black spot and all the colors that go on with it. All the ones that I've seen down where I live, they don't look so good when they're ripe.
Yeah, I think that for us, I haven't noticed mango bacterial black spot on the Alfonso, but I have noticed the just anthracnose.
Anthracnose, yeah. And I see a lot of black spots going on down here, and so it's not a pretty fruit.
Okay, so we're down to. They're going to be the final three. So let's start with Super Julie.
Yeah.
Because that is ripe and calling out to us.
I haven't had Super Julie yet.
Okay, so there you go.
I see Super Julie on that Hayden tree over there. Right?
Yeah, up high over there, yes.
I saw him.
So this is what I call completely ripe, but it still has a tartness to it.
A lot of taste of Julie in this.
It's a little different consistency than Julie. It's I think
a lot
juicier.
of taster there. Yeah, juicier. Should be super juicy, Julie. Boy, I like that. If that's what it's going to be, I actually would take this over Julie.
It's very tasty.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me it probably depends on my mood as far as which one I prefer.
That's true.
But yeah, very very nice fruit, and it's quite pretty when it's ripe.
Yeah.
It's rose color.
Mm-hmm. That is right. I wonder what they cross-pollinated Julie with to get that.
I'm not sure if they know. This is M4, which is a lovely late season variety. We have been trying to speed ripen this, and I don't know if we really ripened it all the way. This side feels riper than the other, so we will just see how it goes.
Okay. How many M4s do you have, or you just got it grafted?
I have it grafted, no, not in production yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a little tough to cut into.
It's
sort of makes me
I
cry.
got a couple on my tree this
waste
year.
it.
Yeah, I had the same problem with mine. I cut the first one a little bit too soon.
Yeah,
It's still good.
Yeah, this we got it from another grove, and you know, we knew you were coming today, and so we
I
wanted to
appreciate
taste
that.
it, but the ripening gods were not with us.
But it's okay. I'd rather have it underripe than over. I know M4 is a good mango when it's ripe.
Yeah, this doesn't have the flavors that are all developed in it yet. Tell it's a nice consistency, but it doesn't, at this stage you don't know what a ripe M4 is going to taste like.
All the ones that I've eaten, I started like this, overripe. Now I waited 2 more days for the next one, 2 more days for the next one. It's hard to get this at the exact right point. I've only tasted 1 or 2 that was like right there, but yeah, they got good flavors when you hit it at the perfect ripeness.
Now the center of my slice near the skin is the ripest, as far as, so I'm getting a little bit more of the flavor. But it definitely has had some very big fans. Har likes that a lot.
I know he does.
And I think Marlis Zill is a big advocate for this particular variety.
I like it too if you pick it exactly the right time. Yeah, the tastes are all there. That was a hard one for me to know when to cut into.
So what I do at this stage, because I figure I'm not going to eat the rest of this mango like it is. So there's no downside to trying things, but I'll put this in a warmer place, sometimes even out in the sun with, protecting it from bugs and such, and let it ripen. And in a lot of cases, the rest of the fruit will ripen. We'll put M4 on that plate.
Okay.
And this is a very special mango here.
Okay.
I grafted a seedling onto another plant ages ago. And this is the first, actually it was 2016 that I grafted it. And so here we are, 4 years later, the first fruit from this tree. And we've tasted a couple other fruit and, from other seedlings already. But this is the very first time that I've ever tasted this fruit, and I'm guessing you've never tasted it either.
Absolutely not.
So
if it's good, we'll have to come up with a good name.
Yeah.
I like the aroma. Taste a little bit of orange citrus.
Yeah, a lot near the skin. Yeah, a lot of orange flavor near the skin.
Very, very smooth.
The bite, my first bite that was not near the skin, reminded me of Carrie a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that. Is there a cherry tree near the seedling? No.
These were seeds from fruit that was not grown in my grove.
Gotcha.
And so, or from a seed. And so I thought it would be interesting to find out what other pollinators would do to fruit. Thought you might want to try it. No?
good.
That means excellent for anybody else. She is a tough customer, but yeah, it.
What do you taste?
Definitely citrus. It's very rich. Good.
You need another
It's worth
slice.
another one. I think it's worth propagating.
I think it tastes like a curry lemon zest kind of mix.
Do you like curry?
Nah.
No. Well, you got my vote.
Yeah, what?
A new propagation, truly Chris. I would graft this.
You would buy a 200-gallon tree of it, probably.
At least.
Of course, we need a century to grow it that big, but you're not a patient person when you invest in trees, right?
I'm getting more like you every day.
Top working it?
Patience.
Oh, you're getting more patient?
I'm trying.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, here we are. Final wrap up.
Okay.
Let's see, we started with Jehengir, and then we went to Super Julie, Jakarta, Kesar, then M4, and then our little Seedling. So, what are your thoughts? I know there are some really different flavors in there and some really nice mangoes. M4, I'm
It's
going to
not
just
fair.
eliminate
Yeah, that's not fair.
Yeah, it's like tying its hands behind its back. You know, it's like this was just not ripe. We tried our best, but so we'll have to evaluate M4 another time. But what are your thoughts on the remaining 5?
You know I love Jakarta,
Yeah.
so I'll give that number 1.
Okay.
Super Julie, number 2. Your new Seedling variety, number 3.
Yeah.
I'll take Jehengir number 4 and Kesar number 5. Didn't have that much flavor like I expected.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's this particular fruit or what.
I think
you
so.
know,
Because I've tasted plenty of them, and it had a little bit more potency to it. I think it's just that fruit.
Yeah. So you know, we had so few fruit that you know, that's the way it goes. Now Kesar has all this stuff going on here, and this is a big concern to me that possibly it got bruised. I don't know, but I think it might have affected the flavor. So it's sort of the caboose here as far as the rating. But fortunately, we have another Kesar.
All right.
And so
Yeah, because anyone from an Indian culture that watches this video is going to not be happy about.
Yeah. It's nothing against this variety. It's about that fruit. You know, it's not. We don't claim to have it representing the whole variety. I'm seeing sort of the same thing going on here. Here, I'll give you a slice first. It doesn't look quite as pronounced as the first one. And it's up around that side. So it's possibly a ripeness thing. Sometimes with the Indian varieties, some varieties are best picked green. You know, the Indian varieties and ripened at higher temperatures. So that might be the case with these two Kesars. You know, again, it's a nice mango.
Yeah. Maybe you need to blast it with some gypsum. and it's got fruit on it next year. It's just starting. I wonder if that would help. If this had a little bit more potency, it would be really, really nice. But you know, this was your first year, so next year it could be better, right?
Right, yeah. It's,
Yeah.
and as I said, a very small
Can't give
part.
up on it yet.
Yeah. I think, you know, it should have gotten pretty much calcium, gypsum. But I think that picking it green might be, you know, it might make it a better mango.
Right. Some of them are like that. You have to pick them green and let them ripen on the counter.
So, what my thoughts are, you know, Kesar is a very nice mango. I think that, you know, these are probably not the best, you know, examples of the fruit. But all of these are very strong, except for poor M4 that got, you know, just wasn't ripe enough. You know, there's such variation in the flavors. It's really hard to rank it. You know, I agree. Jakarta is just a fabulous fruit. This one, you know, it's pretty. The colors of the skin are pretty, and the flavor, texture, juiciness, everything is just great.
And like now, for us to try all these several fruits, it's nice to have that Jehengir in with the rest of them, because it's a totally different taste.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to, you know, it's like a apples and oranges practically thing. Which do you like better, an orange or an apple? Well, it depends. You know?
And I wouldn't want every mango to taste like a Jakarta or a lemon zest. It's nice to have all those different flavors.
Yeah.
And of all those that we have, the Jehengir is one that's more prevalent than the rest of them. I mean, it's really nice to have that along with all the ones that we just had.
Yeah, it's very different flavor. Even though it is not much to look at inside or out, it's got a really nice flavor.
And it's got a nice aroma. Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. That's my first one I had. I'm amazed. Because many people don't ask for it.
I'd say that the thing that impressed me most out of this whole tasting is this particular seedling mango. And you never know when you grow a tree out, even if in this case it was just a branch of a tree, you know, what you're going to end up with. And 99 times out of 100, it's not a great fruit. But this one is definitely worth keeping. And it's got some nice flavors, nice texture. It does seem to be a clean fruit. So that was the surprise. And, you know, I'm having a difficult time comparing or rating this Jehengir against the Super Julie and Jakarta because, you know, while the Super Julie and Jakarta are more similar in taste, it's both of them have nothing. I mean, it's like eating a completely different fruit.
Absolutely, yeah.
So anyway, 4 very strong fruits, and Kesar had some very interesting flavors, and so in general, it's, you know, or to summarize, it's really hard for me to rank these fruit because they're all really good.
The Seedling and the Super Julie, I had a hard time deciding what one I was going to make number 2 because in quality they're both right there.
Well, thank you very much, Bill.
Thank you.
Appreciate all of your opinions on the fruit, and you know, it's always nice to see you.
I can't imagine having a better lunch than we just had right now. Thank you very much.